I'm Jessica Anderson, and I'm the Public Affairs Manager for the Amalgamated Sugar Company. Now, depending on where you're from in the state, you might not know a lot about who we are and what we do. Amalgamated Sugar is a grower-owned sugar beet cooperative with beets grown across the Pacific Northwest and 3 processing facilities located across southern Idaho. And today we're going to explore the different careers that make up the employees of those facilities. I'm so glad that we have the opportunity to share Amalgamated Sugar with you today. I myself am very passionate about FFA. I was a member of the Notice FFA chapter, where I was an officer and participated in several different events, including extemporaneous speech, parliamentary procedure, and market lamb. And when I left high school, I thought that I was going to leave FFA and agriculture behind me, and I was going to go out and explore a whole new world. And I'm like, communication, this is where I'm going. Well, flash forward a few years, and I found my way back to agriculture in my opportunity at Amalgamated Sugar. And it just goes to show that there are many different paths that can lead you back to an agricultural career that you may not have originally thought about. I hope you enjoy learning more about the different job opportunities that we have at Amalgamated Sugar, and maybe discover a career that you may not have known was involved in agriculture that you might like to look into in the future. You may not know this, but Amalgamated Sugar recently updated our logo, and you'll be seeing it throughout the video on signs and clothing and other applications. Count the number of times you see the logo throughout the video, and at the end, if you've gotten the number correct, there could be a prize in it for you.
My name's Matt Wheeler. I'm the Agriculture Operations Manager for Amalgamated Sugar Company. I was part of the DECLO FFA chapter. I competed in farm and agribusiness management, creed speaking, and meats evaluation. After high school, I went to college up at the University of Idaho in Moscow, and I studied architecture. After I got my degree, I started with Truss Joist. It's a Weyerhaeuser company here in Boise, and I worked there for about 12 years as a wood scientist, as a technical director, and working on different new product development for wood products and wood product adhesives. So I grew up on a farm. Grew up farming sugar beets and potatoes and alfalfa and malt barley. So that's really ingrained in me. And I'll tell you, when I came over to Amalgamated Sugar, I really felt at home here. It felt like the right place, and it felt like I'm where I'm supposed to be.
My name is Aubrey Nash. I work here at the Amalgamated Sugar Factory in HR, and my position is an HR assistant. My FFA chapter was in Homedale, the Homedale FFA chapter. My competitive events included parliamentary procedure. I was a part of the National Chapter Award program. Me and my best friend did that one. We got to go to nationals for that. That was pretty cool. And then I was a part of the horse judging team and the livestock judging team. After I graduated high school, I went on to the University of Idaho, and I graduated with 2 degrees from there in child and youth development and psychology. And from there, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with those. I had a really good time at U of I, but then after I graduated, I came home, moved to Seattle, and then decided I didn't really want to live in Seattle anymore. I wanted to be closer to my roots here in Idaho. And so I moved back to Idaho, and through some mutual connections, thanks to the University of Idaho, and my dad's a grower here for the Amalgamated Sugar Company. So he had some connections here, and he got me a job as a temp in HR at the time, and then it turned into a full-time position as an HR assistant later. So.
I'm Revel Shirts. I'm a maintenance lead here at the Minnecasia Amalgamated Sugar Factory. I was a member of the DECLO FFA chapter. So after high school, I started, I traveled and did sanitary stainless steel welding. I got to travel all over the western United States and worked in 30 or 40 different food processing plants. When I started having children, kind of put an end to traveling and started looking for jobs around home, and this is what I found, really good place to work.
My name is Brandon Taverdi. I'm a mechanic here at the Amalgamated Sugar Company. I went to did the Castleford FFA chapter. I did meats, livestock, dairy, forestry, welding, mechanics. I went to Lewis and Clark State College where I was going to pursue sports medicine. And then after about a year, I just kind of realized, it wasn't really for me. And being raised on a farm and a ranch pretty much my whole life, ended up back in that and pursued, the whole welding and mechanics a whole lot, and ended up here.
I'm Nicholas Whitman. I work for Amalgamated Sugar Company as the procurement manager at the Mini-Cassia facility. I belong to the Lapway FFA chapter. I competed mostly in agricultural mechanics. I also competed in dairy quality and did a little bit of soils evaluation as well. So after high school, I attended the University of Idaho, where I majored in agricultural systems management. I minored in ag business, and then I was afforded the opportunity to move on and get a graduate assistantship and I got my master's in plant science. So I started with Amalgamated about 15 years ago as a crop consultant, and then I was afforded the opportunity to move into the IT department as a business analyst. From those 4 years in that position, got the opportunity to move into the procurement and materials management department as an inventory manager, and now I am the procurement manager here at the Mini-Cassia facility.
My name is Bryson Lehman, and I'm a welder at Amalgamated Sugar. I belong to the Filer FFA chapter. When I was in FFA, I pretty much just did welding the whole time. After high school, I pretty much just followed the welding career and did a few jobs and around Filer, and then moved out to the oil fields and came back with a life pretty much made for me, ready to go. And Amalgamated was a great place to come get good pay, have great benefits, and just a good job to be home every night.
As the agriculture operations manager, I oversee the maintenance group of the agriculture department. So we maintain the piling grounds, the pilers, the scales, the scale houses, anything that our growers deliver their sugar beets to. And then I also help oversee the capital project list for the ag department for our 5-year capital budget. I think FFA prepared me for kind of my career in the real world in just a level of professionalism that I normally wouldn't have gotten in high school. So parliamentary procedure, creed speaking, just really elevating my, my presence and my ability to be in front of a crowd, be a little more comfortable, and then to be very formal in meeting settings and just how to run an effective meeting.
My job responsibilities include basically any and all inquiries that walk through the door. So any employees that come through the door and have questions, I'm kind of the first point of contact to answer those. I also manage our Bennett Mechanical Aptitude Program every year, and that's been a lot of hard work, but it's been really fun. I like that one. And really just any HR inquiry, really. FFA was a great experience before jumping out into college and then the career world, really. I remember in FFA doing a lot of interview prep, so we would have well-respected people from the community come in, and then we would practice interviewing with them as if it were for a real job. And so that was one thing that really helped me, as far as into college and then also post-college. Something else I feel like that it really helped with was collaboration. We had to work together on a lot of projects and hit a lot of deadlines just in high school. And so that was, that's obviously a lot of what I do now for work, and a lot of people will do. They have to hit their deadlines. And so that was really good as well to kind of learn how to do that and work with different personalities, hit your deadlines and that type of thing.
I oversee the rebuilds, just the general maintenance, preventative maintenance on pumps, gearboxes. During campaign, I also oversee the preventative maintenance on the cutters and the flume system, where the water and mud separate. So the record keeping that I had to do in FFA kind of has helped me throughout my career, as taking notes on different things, you know, as I'm tearing something down, document it, and spending the time in the shop part of the ag class, the work ethic, because you only had an hour and a half to do so much, and so it kind of taught me to make goals, try and achieve that goal by the end of the day.
A normal day for us is, it's kind of fly by the seat of your pants, because really we just go wherever we're needed and fix stuff as needed, or emergency things, or if we got projects, you know, we build a lot, structures, just everything. So, I mean, just depends on the day, because we do almost everything. It broke kind of those barriers that people have, you know, with communicating to people. It makes you a lot comfortable with being around other people that you don't know, working with other people you don't know. It gave you that knowledge to, you know, not just to know what you're working on, but, you know, to ask questions and, you know, get to know your work better. So, I mean, that's what I think it really did for me.
In my current role, I manage the purchasing of everything that's needed at this facility. Everything from nuts and bolts to package boilers that could be the size of your house. FFA, most importantly, taught me that preparation, but also determination and hard work can really prepare you for life's challenges and what's ahead in not only school, university, tech school, but also in your career.
My job responsibilities are pretty much just do whatever I'm told to do, whether it be run a shovel, weld something, help on a mechanical issue, whatever it is that we have to get done. We pretty much all jump in as a team and get the job done, so we all kind of help out everyone wherever anyone needs help. Yeah, FFA kind of had more challenges in the welding than that helped me come out and figure out what I needed to do and help me with my welding career, I guess, more than less.
My job is very autonomous. So I'm in the office a couple days a week, I'm on the road a couple days a week. I get to be out meeting with our mechanics and our ag maintenance supervisors, meet with growers, meet with board members. I just a very high degree of variability, and so I love just, you know, changing it up every day.
Well, Amalgamated is great because for me, it's the people. I love everybody I work with. They really are like my family. I have an incredible boss, and then my coworkers are just excellent in general. They're super helpful. I would just say there's a lot to be said about why people stay here for so long. It's awesome. So when there's a position that does come available, you stay in it for as long as you can. You don't want to leave. But yeah, I love the close-knit community here. Everyone knows everyone, and I think that's honestly a great thing.
The people I work with are fun, good people. I mean, there's all types of people here. And it's just something different every day. That's what I like the most.
What I enjoy most at Amalgamated Sugar is the people. Throughout my many positions at Amalgamated, I have had the opportunity to meet and interact and work with a wide array of employees at Amalgamated.
The challenges that I get with welding, I'm very passionate with welding, and this place really pushes the limits on some of the welds and how to do them, and it just keeps pushing me past what I think I could actually do.
I would say to, you know, any FFA student out there, if they're interested in just, you know, exploring opportunities, that agribusiness, any type of business degree is a great start. It will prepare you for, you know, a job at Amalgamated Sugar, any number of jobs at Amalgamated Sugar, but it'll also prepare you, you know, for really the agriculture industry.
I think that was something I kind of got caught up with really when I first got into FFA. I come from a farming background in general. My parents farm. Like I said, my dad grows sugar beets for the Amalgamated Sugar Company. So I grew up in that environment and kind of didn't want to almost be in it because of that. But what I realized quickly after being involved in FFA was that I guess it encompasses a lot more than just agriculture. Like I was mentioning earlier, it taught me a lot about collaboration. I had to work with people on lots of different portfolios, things that you wouldn't really get to experience in high school, I would say. Those were more things you would work on in college. So those types of things, working on portfolios and learning how to write and how to speak really well, like with parliamentary procedure, what I was involved in, that really taught me how to speak. And especially when you're nervous, it's hard to kind of get your words out, especially when you think about interviews, you're even more nervous. Those types of things, those nerves you kind of got over them because you were in those types of high pressure situations. When we went to nationals, we had to present to a panel of important people, and that was, as a high schooler, it was definitely scary, but it was one of those things that kind of, like I said, prepared you for your future that you didn't really know at the time. Then you get here to where I'm at now, and it's like if you had, hopefully I don't have an interview anytime soon, but if I did, I would be prepared for it because of those things. They don't seem scary anymore. Talking in front of people doesn't seem scary anymore. Just things like that. You have to learn how to work with people. I think that in high school you don't really, you have to work with different people, small group projects, things like that, but not when you're working on something that's maybe has a huge deadline or is super important. It really gets you immersed in that, and you'll later realize when you have a different job or do something different that you have to work with a lot of different personalities that sometimes can be difficult and not maybe mesh with yours. But if you know how to work with them, then you have that edge up on anyone else. So
really listen to their advisor they have now in FFA. They a lot of the times it seems like they like to just talk, but there is a purpose behind what they're telling people. And looking back now, if I would have listened to a little more of what he said and not just blown him off, I think I'd be a lot farther than where I'm at today.
Just do what you love. I mean, if you do what you love, then it's not considered work. And yeah, you'll have a positive attitude at all times. And I wish I would have known that when I first stepped out, to trying to find a career.
What I would say to people who are looking for what to do after high school, look at agriculture as a career. There's so many facets to what you can do in agriculture. It doesn't have to be in the field turning dirt. It can be anything related. What you see with Amalgamated, there's all kinds of careers, from welding to being a crop consultant, helping the growers. There are just so many facets to what you can do with an ag career. We all have to eat, and everything's tied back to agriculture.
I guess if there was anything that someone was to tell me that I wish I would have learned a little bit better, was definitely follow it more, pay more attention to the elders when they're teaching you, and all the instructors at competitions or your FFA instructor on the experience he wants to give you, because once you get out in the real world and they just throw it at you, you need to know how to do stuff properly, the right way. So I would just make sure to pay attention and get the best knowledge that you can get.